Hi, this is Judge Herb Dodell. Just before we started to shoot this one, I told Gary that we're going to talk about a subject called mud. And he said, yeah, here's mud in your eye. And that's exactly right. Many people are going to suffer damages from mudslides. And let me just repeat what I've been saying. I've been doing property and casualty insurance litigation, including many trials, for at least 40 years. And I've represented most of the public insurance adjusters, the top of the line ones, and handling their clients over the years. So I want to share with you my knowledge and experience to help assuage some of your concerns about what to do now that you're out of your house, or your house is partially burned, or all of a sudden there's a major rainstorm after the fires, which happens, by the way. And because the hillsides are now barren, it creates mud. And the mud comes down if you're below a hill, and it could completely destroy your home. Happens on a regularly frequent basis. So the question that people have been asking me is that covered? Well, if you look at the policy, generally speaking, landslides, mud, things of that nature are not covered. Not covered. But after it's occurred a couple of years ago, where there was major damage caused by mudslides, the insurance department in California set forth some regulations that provides for coverage under certain circumstances laid out in the regulations. But there's also a concept in California called concurrent causation. And this goes back to a case called Garvey versus State Farm, which talked about multiple causes of an event. Now, why did you have the mud damage? Would it have occurred had it not been for the fire? The concept, which is part of a jury instruction, is called proximate efficient moving cause. So you look to see what the cause was. In the cases where there's mud damage that resulted from mud created from water accumulating after a fire, the proximate efficient moving cause was what? The fire. Is the fire covered? Yes. So if the fire is covered, the consequential damages, the sequelae, if you will, are covered. In fact, in California, there's some new legislation on that subject, and you could probably just go to Google and research it yourself, or get in touch with a very substantially qualified public insurance adjuster. Some are better than others. Try to get recommendations from others. It is a very worthwhile investment. If you have any questions, call me. Get in touch with me. No charge. I'll be happy to give you guidelines. No legal advice. I'm not going to read your policy, but I'll give you some ideas that you may want to consider. You can do that by getting in touch with us through askjudgeherb@gmail.com. And if you want to know a lot about insurance, because I have a whole chapter, or almost a whole chapter, on insurance claims in my book, From the Trench to the Bench, Navigating the Legal System and Finding Your Spiritual Path Along the Way, you can find out pretty much what you need to know. Be careful. Don't exaggerate. Exaggeration results in a potential zero. And I'm going to talk more about that in the next YouTube. I'm going to talk about fraud.